We finally arrived at Fes early evening around 5 p.m. and our amazing driver used to drop us off at the Blue Gate.
We have arrived in Fes, and behind me is the famous Blue Gate, also known as Bab Bou Jeloud. This entrance is on the western side of the old Medina, and a great place to start your exploration of the city.
Fes was the capital of Morocco until 1912, and its Medina is located within the oldest walls surrounding the old city.
We're strolling through the streets of Fes El Bali here in the Medina, some of the oldest parts of the walled city. It's UNESCO World Heritage Site and goes on for miles and miles.
Founded as a capital of Isis dynasty between 789 and 808 AD, it's famous for its little alleyways, the local market souk, and for having the oldest university in the world, as well as its ancient tanneries. The Fes Medina has a multiracial population, as majority is made up of refugees from the surrounding Moorish dynasty, including those originated from Tunisia. Each group established their own district within the Medina. This is where you can pick up a large variety of local souvenirs and handmade craft at a bargain price. And maybe pick up these cuties as well. Just joking.
I come back tomorrow. Yeah. But I definitely need one. I got some verbena tea leaves. I'm excited to go home and drink it. I really miss having this type of tea.
Oh yeah, if your woman is a shopaholic, get ready to spend some time here. I mean, a lot of time here.
I'm glad I didn't buy the first one I saw, because now I think I want this one instead. There's so many to choose from. It's hard to decide on just one thing.
But I am as hungry as hell, and since she's doing her never-ending shopping, this is not the time for expensive romantic dates. So I'm going to check out some cheap eats, aka a popular street food. Well, after a whole day of walking, it's time to grab a bite, and seriously, I'm starving. And this is a very popular street food. It's called Pastilla sandwich. What it's made from is meat, mostly chicken, beef, or lamb. Spice it and mixed with vegetables, and they grill it on the pan for you, and they stuff inside the Moroccan pita or bread. With that being said, let's just eat! Delicious. I recommend you stay within the Medina for accommodation, as it is walking distance to most popular landmarks and attractions in Fes, and offers large variety of options from budget to luxury. So let's try out both.
We are here in the heart of the Medina in Fes at Marinid Riyadh. It is a family-owned and operated business, and there are many rooms to choose from. You can have a private room with an ensuite shower, or shared accommodation and shared showers for the more budget-friendly experience.
I lost the bet, so I'm going to stay at the budget-friendly guest house, the Marinid Riyadh, but it's still very comfortable. But for those of you who want to go luxury, then Riyadh Arabesque is a great option.
This Riyadh is a little more of a luxury Riyadh, having 18 rooms, a pool, full-service bar, and all the other amenities you can imagine.
By the way, my favorite is the crazy breakfast. You're not gonna lose weight here. With that being said, let's check out the many of the attractions within the Medina. There is many interesting quarters within the old city, and one of the most charming and authentic place is the Place Seffarine.
Each area of the Medina has their own specialty. This area is known for all the metal cookware. They're hammering together, you can hear in the background, the pots and pans, and they're for sale for tourists and locals alike.
This small plaza composed mostly of coppersmith stalls. This is where you find high-quality cookware to take home, such as pixie pans for boiling milk for your coffee, copper tagines, teapots, and everything metal-related. You'll also find the ancient library open since the 14th centuries and the most iconic mosque in Fes, Al-Quaraouiyine, founded in the 9th century. But the most important landmark is Chouara Tannery. This is also a great time to let you know a common tourist scam, or should I say friendly stranger? As you are continuing your adventure through the narrow alley, someone might tell you the street is closed. Ignore it and just continue. Some of these scammers could claim to be an official guide paid by the tourist board and are most likely lead you to a maze of small shops. And once you're in, it's difficult to get out without buying anything or insist on a payment. Another reason to get a local SIM card.
We're on our way to the tannery, my favorite place in Fes. Just hoping to get there before the rain starts again. We're gonna be dancing with the rain today, I think. I'm back at the dyeing vats again. I love this place. I could spend all day here, but sometimes my traveling companions can't take the smell. Let's take a look.
Built in the 11th century, it's the largest of the 3 tanneries in the city and located in the oldest quarter of the Medina. Since the inception of the city, the tanning industry has been continuously operating in the same fashion as it did in the early centuries. Oh yeah, I don't know how Sarah can't stand being with me, but can tolerate the horrible, horrible smell.
And they still use natural techniques is one of the things I love about it. They use natural dyes such as indigo to make the blue color, and they still use cow urine and pigeon poop. The pigeon poop is used to soften the leather, although it does create quite a smell.
The most notable feature of Chouara and other local tanneries is numerous stone vessels filled with different colored dyes and white liquids. Yes, Sarah is totally right about the smell. Should I say, the skin from cows, sheep, goats, camels are processed by first soaking in series of white liquids and made from various mixtures of, cow urine, pig feces, quicklime, salt, and water in order to clean and soften the tough skin. This process takes 2 to 3 days and prepare the hides to readily absorb the dyes. They are then soaked in dyeing solution, which are natural colorants such as poppy for red, indigo for blue, and henna for orange. After dyeing, they are dried under the sun. The entire leather production process comprises of manual labor only and involves no modern machinery and has retained methods unchanged since the medieval times.
The pigeon poop does create a bit of a smell that tourists are not used to, so if you like, they offer fresh mint you can hold under your nose, but I think after a couple minutes you get used to it and it's part of the experience.
The resulting leather is then sold to other craftsmen who use it to produce Morocco's famed leather goods such as bags, coats, shoes, and slippers, prized for their high quality. Yes, you can definitely buy some of these lovely leather products, but I do not recommend you buy them from shops catered to tourists, as most of these leather products, along with carpets, chromatics, and argan oils, are generally fake. Often, the vendor will swipe the good quality products with a fake, so pay attention. Similarly, currency can also be swapped after you hand them over, and the vendors intentionally drop them and swipe a large note for a small one. I recommend you get their shopping done from a local store recommended by your guest house. And yes, bargain and bargain hard.
I think I might have to get it. I'm on the hunt for the perfect pouf. These are poufs, by the way. So they're great to take in your suitcase because you load them up at home. And when you load them up, you can use your old clothes like jeans and such. Ooh, here's one. Maybe. It's the right color.
Our next stop is a little bit of a nice walk through Medina again, about 25 minutes on foot, but it will be our one and only palace with a visit here in Fes. Besides being a 19th century palace, it's a really nice place for some peace and tranquility, a break from the bustling market of Fes.
We're here at Dar Batha. It's just outside the Medina walls here in Fes. It used to be a palace, but now is a museum holding over 6,000 items, including jewelry, pottery, and clothing.
The construction of the place was ordered by Sultan Hussein I as a place for distinguished visitors and guests to stay. The building was converted to a museum in 1912. During 1912 to 16, it housed accommodation for the department belonging to the French Protectorate before the function was moved to Rabat, the new capital of the state. Since then, it was converting to different museums, first as a Museum of National Art, and then as a Museum of Ethnography and Cultural Activities. It houses valuable artifacts taken from decaying or ruined historic buildings in Fes' Medina, such as the madrasas. The weather wasn't kind to us. The rain came on and off, but it doesn't deter us from getting high. Getting a magnificent view of Fes during the sunset. So, let's get ready for this 20 minutes hike. Sometimes, you're just able to make friends naturally. My goodness, this is they all following me because I'm such a nice looking guy.
One of the best places to get a view of the sunset is up here on the top of the hill overlooking the Medina at the Marinid Tombs. There are ancient ruins from about the 13th century.
Although there is sparse information available on the site and its history, the Marinid Tomb refers to a ruin or monumental tomb on the hill above and north of Fes, and are believed to be dated from Marinid dynasty between the 13th to the 15th centuries. Today, the ruin has two rectangular base mausoleums with a large horseshoe arch entrance that are still visible. It is not known exactly who was buried in these structures, but given they are monumentally, they are probably members of the royal family. After the grueling hike, we need to fuel up, and since there's no KFC around, as a conservative, I decided to go with the safe option, the chicken and rice. But Sarah is definitely more adventurous. A traditional Moroccan pie is her pick.
I'm so excited to dig into one of my favorite dishes here in Morocco. It's pastilla. Traditionally, it was made with pigeon, but more often now, especially for tourists, it's made with chicken. It's basically a chicken pie with some white confection sugar and cinnamon. So it's like dinner and dessert all in one. It's full of Moroccan spices, and look at how hot and steamy it is.